Hi friends, how are you? Welcome to my channel Blue Hand Drawing. So you have seen so many drawings here. I have shown you previously. All the things are just how to draw and how which are the techniques, the basic things, the styles and all other stuffs. So today what I'm going to do that I'm going to review some of my paintings which I have already done before, and I'm going to say that which are the themes and the basic ideas behind the stories and the stories of the paintings here. So you can see here this is a handmade date palm tree leaves frame, and this canvas you can see it's not a regular canvas. On the border you can see that the bamboo frames, the slits of bamboo are just connected with the glue, and just I made the basic frames and I put the golden color on the sides to make this kind of frames. And this canvas, if I just rotate it to the opposite sides, you can see this is the leaves of the date palm tree, and the slits of the bamboo you can see just in a panel parallel, and one after one in a solid panel, looks like a combing design. So, or the grid pattern, parallel grid pattern, you can say like a rail track. Okay, that's not the problem. The thing is that this is a DIY handmade canvas, painting canvas. So here's the drawing. The color I used here is the acrylic color, so pretty permanent. You can see here's a tree, and because of the cherry blossom time, the springtime, you can see the trees and the leaves here. It's because of the red color, and the coloring comes from the the colorful flowers and the leaves. And in the bottom you can see the taller grasses, a person sitting here enjoying the view. Here in a little bit distance you can see the fences which is highlighted with a use of the regular the white color on the side, and you can see a moon on the sky. So it's like a evening time. You can see the little bit darker shades, and the falling of the colors, falling of the the evening lights over the ground makes it a little brighter in shades, and the shades is gradually is going to be darker as it goes to the upward. So this is the gradient I have used here. All right, this is the first one. The next one I'm going to show you, that's the same types of canvas, and here you can see on a hilly land, so big rocks in the bottom, and a tree which is of the springtime tree. You can see here that is very colorful, and the branches are partially visible in some places, and in some places you can see it's a regularly solid visible. Some birds are flying over the sky. The sun is just setting in the horizon, and that's why the birds are flying there, returning back to their nests. And the mountains on the far distance in the horizon, you can see here few snowfalls on the top, and it looks like a crown. And this is a vast green field. Here you can see the little bit greeneries or the villages in a far distance here, but this field is pretty much bigger. That's how somehow it looks good. And over the the skyline, the birds flying, the scenery is very eye-soothing and very peaceful scenery. The next painting I'm going to show you, this is also the same type of DIY canvas, so handmade date palm tree canvas you can see here. So this is also evening time, but the the color selections and the imagination sets little variations. The sky is blue, but the water is golden, and the red color, little bit the orange here. You can see because of the that sun's reflections in the water. You can see over the mountains in a far distance, the snowfalls are looking great because of the use of the white color here. And this is the island, so they can see the reflections over the water of the long taller trees here. These are the date palm trees, and usually these are the the desert, endemic to the desert climates, and that's why these trees are grown there. But for the convenience or the better presentations of the sceneries, we have drawn it here over the island. And three trees altogether has their the roots in the same ground, and few bushes you can see here and a boat on the side on the water. This is just parking here and two bamboo poles which is tied up and make the boat in a stable conditions so that it doesn't go any other places and stays remains here. All right, and the people comes here, enjoy the view, then again they just hop on over the boat and go to the mainland. Overall combinations, you can see the presentations here looks good. All right, then the next one, this is also the same types of frame, but little bit you can see here it has a more use of the silver color, so something like monochromic effect you can have here. So color combinations is very less, but the black and white or the silver color that's used is very great. You can see the golden bordering over the bamboo slices, and a fisherman driving his boat over the lakes. Looks like a bigger lakes because of the mountains, and you can see the pine trees over the mountains. These are the trees which is very sustainable. You can see if you read so many novels and in movies that these pine trees are sustainable to the snowfalls and during the harsh climates of the so much cold during the winter season, and those are very durable, sustainable. That's why these trees are usually seen in the mountainous hilly terrain and the ups and downs of those islands. And you can see here the sun is rising in this case, because when you draw the rising scenery, you can see here the few sun rays which are radially distributed in a 180 degree on the top portion, because the other portion is under the water. It's not actually under the water, but for the convenience of the drawings you can see under the water, because the earth is a round shape, so in some places it's become darker, in some places it becomes brighter or a daytime. So when you see the sun, it just gradually we have the full view. So partial view is the that we can see the half of it. And also you can see the birds, they are flying in the sky. The sky is little bit red color here, and you can see the reflections over the water. Here you can see the red reflections, and adjacent to the sun you can see the orange reflections here. The reason because I draw the birds in a bigger proportion is that it comes from the rules of the perspective. That's why the birds are little much bigger, and as you know, as the hills are little bit farther in a distance, that's why for the rules of perspective those are little bit smaller. That's the idea. And also here you can see some reflections over the water for the fishermen. Okay, so this is a nice scenery. Okay, I'm putting it. Then I'm going to show you another special types of frame. This is also a date palm tree leaves, but different types of fabrics. You can see here the fibers has a little bit texture at different types. It looks something like the net effect. So that has a something like parallel effect. You can see here the parallel combinations, but here you can see the net effect, and the racks are like somehow inclined the 30-degree. But I have also tried some paintings here. This is also where I used the acrylic paintings. You can see the islands here, the land area, this is the water area, and in a far distance you can see the villages, a smaller house here, and the taller trees. You can see two trees at the roots in the same place, and in a far distance you can see three, two, and here again three. So those are the taller trees over the villages, and the sun is just rising in the horizon. You can see the reflections of the boat which is driven by fishermen, and it's a sailboat. You can see the traditional manual sail which is just propelled forward by the wind. So using the wind port, it's just driven. You can see the reflections here over the water. So overall you can see that it's a very nice drawing. All right, the next painting I'm going to show you, this is a frame. The whole frame is made with the bamboo slits, bamboo slices. You can see two vertical elements here, and the horizontal elements, those are just you can see placed here in a parallel one after another. And the selections of the color, you can see that this is the yellow, and main other colors is the black which defines the grasses and the taller trees here. And the gradation, it has changed the color combinations very smoothly from the yellow to the red to the black. So those three combinations here. Again in the ground you can see some strokes. gentle brush strokes of the yellow color. And for the moon, you can see here I just drawn a round shaped moon with a white color and few white drops here for defining or showing the stars in the sky. So it's a clear night sky. So during the evening time, not actually the mid of the night, but it looks a very simple scenery and very good looking. Okay. The next scenery you can see here is also made with the bamboo slices, and it's usually the desert climate. That's why the sky is very clear. Birds flying, they are returning to the nest. You can see the moon on the sky with the blue, which is the round shapes, and you can see the date palm trees, which has a taller and longer leaves here. And in the skyline they are nicely visible, and they are just in a systematic arrangement with a serial from top to bottom. You can see they're maintaining a lines, and because of the perspective you can see here the trees which are taller, those are near at us, and as it goes to the further distance, so the sizes of the trees become the smaller. There's the idea. So it's the basic rules of the perspectives. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show you, it's going to be the another scenery which is also made on handmade DIY canvas with a bamboo slices. You can see the two vertical elements which is acting as a borders, and other are the parallel slices framing, making the frame one after one, and I just painted the acrylic color on top of it. So the color selections is not somehow irregular, because usually we define the land area with a blue color, but here I have decided to draw it with the black colors here. So first of all, primarily I thought that it's going to be black and white drawing, but later I just merged it with the color, and now it looks very natural and visually pleasing. You can see here the villages in a far distance, and the taller trees on top of the villages. Here the mountains, the pine trees, and the reflections on the water. A bigger boat here. So these types of boat usually used as a cruise boat. The river cruise. The rich people usually they do the river cruise, attend the river cruise, and enjoy the river times, the water bodies, and the pleasant weather on top of the water. So that's why it has a shading device on the shading roof on the top, and few you can see the vertical elements for the stability. You can see here in a far distance the sun is just setting here. Okay, some glow on the all the sides of the sun you can see here, and the reflections, and little bit the orange reflections here, and few strokes here, dark blue color you can see over the water. And overall this is a very nice imaginations and very nice scenery. So most of the settings you can see that usually the natural scenery and the rural settings, because everything looks good in the natural combinations. That's a God gifted to us. So we are very very feel very good if we close to the nature. Okay, so here you can see the another tree. It has a colorful branches and the leaves here, and the main trunk here. You can see the few brush strokes of the taller grasses. If you have a closer view, you can see that the brushes have a long strokes here. But as you know, this is not a traditional canvas, so it's pretty much harder to put the regular strokes. That's why the different styles you have to put the brush strokes here. A person you can see sitting under the trees and enjoying the view is also during the evening time. A bigger fence here on the one corner of the frame canvas you can see here, and birds are flying in the sky. There's the idea. So it's a very nice scenery, enjoying the view. All right, putting this one, then another one I'm going to show you. It's also made with the bamboo handmade canvas, bamboo slices, and you can see here this is a bigger bridge. So all other drawings you have seen, those are the rural settings, but this is somehow a city settings. So you can say this is a cityscapes designs. So this bridge, it just reminds me of the California bridge of the USA. Okay, so it's just similar, but not exactly that one. But it's a very longer base I can see on top of the biggest river. You can see here a bigger ships or the you can say launch or the steamer or the cruise lines, I don't know, but this is pretty much bigger. Lots of people can hop on it and they can just enjoy the night time and other views. You can see the bigger and taller buildings on the horizon, and there's a moon in the sky, and the reflections on the water, overall settings, it's going to be very good. So I'm going to not make the video so longer, so I'm going to end here now. So all the review, I hope you like it, and please subscribe the channel, stay with Blue Hand Drawing channel, subscribe the channel, and in our next videos we're going to bring more interesting topics and other sceneries, other drawings, different styles of paintings, so many tips and tricks during the videos. So you have to watch the whole video, all the video, so that you don't miss any other important stuffs. Thank you so much, have a good day.